Hi Pack, I'm here with the 9-week-old puppy named Peppermint, and today we are teaching her leash pressure. And what a lot of puppies will do when you first get them on a leash is they're going to protest. They'll do one of two things. They're either going to not want to move with you at all, or they're going to want to pull you. And it's really important that the first line of communication with you and your dog, apart from your energy and your body language, is leash pressure. Teaching them how to shut off pressure on the leash and how to get them to be calm and relaxed with you on leash is fundamental to having a well-behaved dog. As you can see here, Peppermint protests a lot. She protests pressure a lot. Part of this has to do with she's just a little bit insecure and she doesn't really know what to do with that pressure yet. And so what you're going to see Sadie doing here is she's going to be putting pressure on the leash a little bit. She's going to hold that pressure, and when Peppermint starts to move forward a little bit, she will turn the pressure off, and then she can reward her either with verbal praise or touch or with food. So when you first get a dog on a leash, number one, I don't recommend putting puppies on harnesses. Harnesses are for pulling and tracking. And what I would recommend is either a martingale collar, flat buckle collar, or a slip lead to help teach them pressure and release. And so again, protest, pressure turns off only when she starts to move towards Sadie. So I'm going to do a little bit less talking and allow Sadie to move around with Peppermint. You can use food during this, but you'll want to wean off food after the first couple of days. Scent on a walk is good to get the brain to move forward, because the further you get away from your house, the more nervous your puppy's going to get, which is pretty typical. And so what I like to do is I'll bring their daily food along. I use their daily food for training. Or what I'll do is I'll bring like a bully stick along, and I'll just use scent to get their brain moving. And you can start out small, but I definitely recommend walking your puppy a few times a day, at least 10 or 15 minutes, depending on the level of activity of your dog. You might have a high, level German Shepherd or Malinois or Border Collie, and you're going to need to walk and work at them more. So once you do some of these back and forth exercises and you get your puppy used to pressure and how to turn off pressure, meaning when the dog feels pressure around their neck or wherever you have your collar, that means they need to start moving back towards you. They need to figure out how do I turn this pressure off my neck? What Peppermint's learning is like, hey, the more I put pressure and I move away from her, the more pressure I get. The pressure turns off when I move towards her. You will let your puppy figure it out. She's learning right here. Protesting is not going to work. We're just going to calmly wait until she starts to move forward towards Sadie. Good. So if your puppy looks like this on leash, don't be concerned. They can definitely be taught. You have to teach your dog how to be calm on leash and how to stick with you and be mindful of you on the walk. So take your time and keep expectations fairly low in the beginning.